Yeah, hi Ravi. This is Michael from the 7-step system to pass the Toefl Ibt. Thank you for your email. Okay, so you visited my website and you're planning to take the Toefl Ibt to get a license to practice as a pharmacist in the United States. So the score requirement is as follows: reading 21, speaking 26, listening 18, and writing 24. Okay, so you have some questions. Number one, do you take any exam to know my ability to get the above mentioned score? Yes. There are several things I'll do in the 7-step system to help you determine if you're ready to take the TOEFL. In terms of speaking, if you score 5.0 or higher on my pronunciation post-test, I think that you're probably ready to take the TOEFL and you got a good chance of getting 26 out of 30. Secondly, as you go through my speaking lessons, you can also take about 30 practice tests, independent and integrated practice tests, and there we will actually give you a score. We'll tell you 25 points out of 30, 22 points out of 30, and what you want to do is, once you're consistently scoring 26 or higher, then you are ready to take the Toefl Ibt. We'll do the same thing in the writing area too. In my writing lessons, I do have a series of lessons to help you with the integrated and independent parts of the test, and also I have 10 independent practice tests and 10 integrated practice tests for the writing part of the TOEFL. Again, we will give you a score, we'll give you some comments, we'll give you some lessons that you can focus on to get better, and when you're scoring consistently 24 points or higher on my writing practice test, then you are ready to take the Toefl Ibt. In the reading area, in my reading step, I have a series of lessons that help you in terms of developing the appropriate study habits, learning the effective test-taking strategies for the reading, and also I have 70 different speed reading practice tests. And my recommendation here is if you can score 80 on one of my reading practice tests and you're reading at least 300 words per minute, I think that you are ready to take the Toefl Ibt. And the listening, about the same thing. I have about 40 different listening practice tests at my site, along with some lessons that can help you learn how to organize your notes during the listening, speaking, and writing sections of the test. And again, if you're scoring above 80 or 85 on my listening practice test, I think that you are ready to take the Toefl Ibt. And also, one other area is vocabulary. Vocabulary is important also for your listening and your reading, and also your speaking and your writing areas, right? So with my vocabulary lessons, I do have a series of practice tests. And when you're scoring above 85 on those practice tests consistently, that means that you've learned the words that I'm introducing to you in that section of my course. And again, I think you will be ready to take the Toefl Ibt. So that's my answer to your question number one. Let's go on to question number two. How many hours of study practice is required to achieve this score? Honestly, I cannot tell you that. I do not know what your score is right now, so I can't really give you that information. I can tell you that it takes a lot of my students who already have pretty high TOEFL scores to reach the goals that you want. It can take a lot of my students anywhere from 1 to 4 months before they reach those goals, and that's assuming they're spending maybe anywhere from 1 to 3 hours a day studying my lessons. All right, so I don't know if I can really answer question number two, but question three is, can you send the course model as an attachment? I can do this, Ravi. If you go to my website at the bettertoeflscores.com, right underneath the subscribe now button, there is a frequently asked questions about my course, and there are some sample lessons you can take a look at. So if you want to see some basic sample lessons of how I teach either the speaking or maybe the writing parts of the course, again, go to www.bettertoeflscores.com and you can see under my frequently asked questions about the course, you can get more information either about a sample model or you can see actual lessons that I use to teach my students. So I'm going to show you 2 sample lessons, and remember that I have over 330 lessons to help students prepare for the Toefl Ibt. Alrighty?